Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday edition of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm your host, Naima Latif. I'm so excited to bring you the guest today because this is going to be life transformative. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? We age because we believe we have to. And yet the body regenerates cells and keeps us in the process of youth if we know how. Now, there is technology that has not been made available to us that actually can reverse the aging process. And our guests today are living proof. And I'm going to introduce you to some fantastic people. We want you to make sure you share this, get a pen, call a friend, and tune on in because we're going to bring you something that will change your life forever and keep you forever young. And we know this is what you would like to do if you had the opportunity and knew how. So stay close. We'll be right back. And in just one moment, get ready to change your life. We'll be right back after we say hello to all of those who are watching us. Make sure you share.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
And we are here to do just that. Share love, share finances, and certainly share some powerful information. Now, our first guest, I met her when I was, of course, in the course of about to get married. And she was 18 years old. And she was young and beautiful. And of course, I've had the privilege of being her mother by marriage and having been married to her wonderful father, Sultan Abdul Latif. And I've had the privilege of watching her grow into an amazing young woman. She's been an educator, teaching for 30 years. She's been an entrepreneur. She's been an activist in raising the community's awareness about essential things. So over 37, 38 years, I have watched Mrs. Ghaniyya Lutfi grow, become a mother to a wonderful son, a spiritually wise husband, has been her partner over the years. And I just happened to see a video pop up on my phone several days ago. And there was Ghaniyya talking about a product, a patch, that could actually reverse the aging process. And as I looked at her, I saw that same 18-year-old face that I saw about 38 years ago. And I said, she's doing something and it's working. So I called her and said, you got to come on this show and tell us what you are doing. Because we do, in fact, have the capacity to reverse the process of aging. But we have been so used to being sick and tired and sick and tired of being sick and tired, but we just don't know what to do. So now we're going to bring some people to tell you how you can be young and beautiful again. So let us welcome to the show, Mrs. Ghaniyya Lutfi. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today on the Female Solution.
Absolutely, Naima. Thank you for having me on your show today. It's a privilege. I know that you have tried to get me on the show before, but this is the right time. The
Ah,
timing is perfect in terms of, what we have and what we're doing. So thank you so much.
yes. Well, thank you for being Willie. I do appreciate you. And no, there's no filters on the camera. She does look that beautiful, you all. That's her real face.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I'm excited because I've been an advocate for health and natural healing and restoration for such a long time. And we know that there's so many things our community doesn't really understand. And so, first of all, tell us a bit about what's motivated you to get involved. And of course, the group that you've been involved with, uh, TBT Empowerment, that is something that over the years has been bringing information to people. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. So basically, thank you for asking that. TBT goes back a long way, but even before I start talking a little bit about the background of TBT, it ties into the work that I have seen you and my father do in terms of bringing information to the community to empower them to do better, right? And so TBT has the same goal. It was founded by our mentor, Sheikh Matthews. Sheikh has been in the community for years and years. He personally mentors me and my partner that's on the line today to talk about, in terms of what we're offering the community, reversing the aging process. So TBT was founded by Sheikh, and it really started with the work we were doing in the community with his wife, Amina Matthews. A lot of you may know Amina. Amina ran for Congress. She was with the Ceasefire and the Violence Interrupters. So we had an opportunity to be with her on the front lines and interact with community members. Through this interaction, we were able to see the issues that people in our community were facing. And some themes started to surface. Okay. One of those themes were health, having vitality, having health, and the access to health, for, just good health, longevity of life, and these things. The other thing we were able to determine or see themes with was finance, okay, economic viability, okay. And so through these themes, Sheikh really encouraged us to say, hey, we really have to do good in terms of the people in our community. We have to be in a position to improve our community ethically, morally, spiritually, financially, okay? All of these things. And he holds us accountable, okay, with that. And with this is our goal in terms of our non-for-profit work. We have businesses to support our non-for-profit work because we believe in being independent. um,
Mm.
and so this is how TBT, the focus of TBT, and how we really got started.
Ah, well, that is quite powerful. And of course, I know Sister Amina, she is quite a dynamo. And when you get out in the community and you see the kinds of issues that our people are facing every day, so much of it has to do with the stress of life, the economic distress, which then leads to health issues. And so it becomes really overwhelming. And so I'm really grateful that you have come on to share some amazing knowledge, which will, in fact, be life transformative. Now, your partner in this, one of those that are also part of TBT, we're going to bring him on. And let you all see a really powerful video that helps us to understand how this all works. Now, we understand how the body breaks down and ages, but we need to know how it actually regenerates. So, Omar Northera, he is a healthcare professional, been a healthcare professional for over 20 years, been a financial advisor for 15 years. He's an acupuncturist, a herbalist. And when you know the natural ways of healing, it really helps then to be able to explain it so that people know you don't have to live forever with pills and pharmaceutical products. You can heal yourself. So let us bring on our dear brother, Omar Northera. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Female Solution.
Thank you so much, Dr. Latif. I appreciate you and Ghaniyya. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to be on here and represent, positive knowledge that is not only informative but life-changing. So I appreciate you and the time that you're giving us to speak. And we promise that we'll be able to deliver a message that if a person takes advantage of it, they will truly be changed, because we have the evidence and the work ethic and the testimonies that have been put in place to show exactly the value of what we're going to speak about today.
Yes. Well, we want you all to stay connected. Of course, that website you can go to will bring up information, the tbtempowerment.com, and you'll be able to also email them and text them. And we want you, of course, to feel free to call in with your comments, 727-731-5192, because we want to hear from you. And we also invite you to write in your comments on the screen. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Female Solution Facebook page and YouTube channel so you can get those notices. We're live every day of the week, and we always bring you people that can empower you. So now, before we go to a break, I'm going to bring on a video that gives a bit of insight about how this works. And so people who are watching will get a chance to reflect and perhaps consider how they may be a part of something that is right under our noses and can definitely change our lives. We do, in fact, want you all to take some steps. Don't just passively watch, but choose to change your life today. And so now let's take a look at how this can possibly be something that we understand. This is called, what is phototherapy?
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
Yes, definitely live long and live well. So this is an opportunity for us to take advantage of what already is in the body and what already exists. And so I encourage all of you to take advantage of this knowledge. We're going to take a quick break as we greet our global family listening and watching from all around the world. And when we come back, we're going to tell you about how you can get involved and how easily affordable it is for you to reverse that aging process and be young and vibrant again. So, once again, of course, the information is there on the screen. We're going to make sure you get connected and stay connected because this is a group you need to be a part of. We'll be right back after we greet our global audience. Stay with us.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom.
In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you. Yes, we do want to talk to you, and we want you to talk to us too. And make sure you write in your comments and give us your thoughts as we take a look at something that is so powerful that it can literally transform our lives. So, Omar, tell us a bit about this and how you got involved and how you have experienced its effects. First of all, we all see new discoveries, and we've been through this. You see this long story about how this person had an illness, and then they discovered this cure, but it's something way in some jungle, someplace, some secret ingredient. And so, for just $5,000, you can be a part of it. And you look and you go, oh no, I can't afford that. And they say, well, maybe just $2,000. Well, no, we're gonna shut the price to $999. And it's always some astronomical price you can't even afford, even though it's this miracle cure. So I'm just like, you know what? Never mind. But it's discouraging because there are things out there, but they've been so out of reach. So first of all, how affordable is this for people to get involved in this technology?
Okay, thank you for that. So first, you had asked me, because I get into that, but I just want to do one thing you did ask me. I was able to get involved with this because of our spiritual advisor, Sheikh Matthews. He actually met with someone he's known for, we've all known him for 30 years. And that gentleman gave Sheikh some patches, and he actually tried them out, and he had some immediate results. And so from that, he was like, wow, this is amazing. And the reason why I say that because, Sheikh has always been giving us, I'm sorry, my cat is saying hello. Just randomly right now. I apologize. I was not expecting that at all. Hey. I guess he's bearing witness, but
right.
So 30 years ago, we actually had access to one of those rainforest type things, and it worked, and it was inexpensive. And I say that because That actually changed my life. I was pretty healthy at the time, or becoming healthy, I should say, along with my mother, my family, and the rest of the TBT community. And so it worked. It just wasn't, we still used the product, but it wasn't a good business model. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward now, 30 years later, the difference between then and now is that was an herb that did have to be harvested. It's a lot of work put into that. But with this is actually technology. And the difference between that and this is that the usage of it comes from something we already are familiar with, which is called a peptide. Now, peptide is something we may have heard before, but have no clue. But yet we know one of the most common peptides in the world, and that's insulin.
Ah.
Another peptide are the amino acids that we take. So peptides are used to regenerate or to sustain the body. So the difference between this particular patch is it's a plant-based vegan copper peptide. Copper in our body has a specific motive that it does. And so because we're constantly getting free radicals, which is like from water, microplastics, pollution, poor quality of food and stuff like that, the patch, what it's doing is it's actually giving people the opportunity to use the phototherapy, which is basically just taking our stem cells, because once we turn 30 years old, 60% of our stem cells are actually dormant. When we're 60 years old, we only are using 10% of our stem cells. And so because we're seeing phototherapy, sending light back into the body, our body's already natural light and energy. What's happening is it's causing us to gain new stem cells. So the ones that we've lost are being regained through new ones. And the reason why that's important is we have genes, right? Not the ones you wear on your legs, right? But genes.
Genetics,
right?
yes.
So those genes, after using the patches for a few days, 4,000 of our genes reset. Now, the reason why I'm saying that too is because the whole purpose of holistic healing is to bring the body back to homeostasis, or in other words, it's perfect balance, right? And so Western pharmaceuticals are not designed to do that. They're designed to either deal with a symptom or what we call the branch versus the root. See, when we get to the root is the core of everything. So our healing process is slowed down because of aging and because of these other factors, like I said, the quality of food, water, etc. So when you're able to supersede that and have the body do what it would naturally do before this technology that we have, right, that creates the food for us and does other stuff. 1,000 years ago, you could drink out of a river, you would have natural alkaline water, even 500 years ago. But now you have to buy it in a plastic bottle. So this gentleman that actually founded the product, what he ended up doing was he's got 200 patents. He worked with the United States government to help them create things for people to not have, when they're active, working 72 hours plus on, they're not, just drinking caffeine and falling asleep. He was trying to create things to create longevity and give people a longer mental clarity without crashing from like caffeine and stuff like that. So those are the kinds of things that we want to kind of bring to the table to kind of set the stage, because see, the thing about phototherapy is it's already happening to us already. It's just not happening at the rate we need it to. And so the patch is designed to increase and enhance that regenerative force, and something that costs $3 a patch. Now, people are familiar with stem cells because celebrities, what do? They go get stem cell shots and Botox and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is expensive, $7,000 to $50,000. But the side effect of it is it doesn't always work. Sometimes they have to get 3 and 4 shots. Can you imagine you spent $7,000 3 or 4 times and it still didn't do what you wanted it to do? That's terrible. So the patch is a $3 a day investment that does more than that does with simply just using the body's already natural abilities. and capabilities.
Wow. That is powerful. That is quite powerful, especially because, like you say, people, what, for a hamburger and fries and a Coke, at McDonald's, which you probably shouldn't eat. Less than that, you can have regenerative, restorative health, which when you think about all the money that we waste on things that are making us sick, to have something that's as little as a daily snack that can change our lives with
Yes.
such power, that is amazing. So, and I really do appreciate you breaking down the science of this, because when you think about it, the the energy of life is something that is always restorative. And if we just knew how to tap that, which now that you've explained, we know how to do that, there really is no reason to age. So, okay, people, what are you waiting for? Now, we've got the information at the bottom of the screen, and we want you to get involved in the process of saving your life, transforming your life, and enhancing your life with something that is a small patch that can open the door to a lifetime of wellness. So, now before we take another break, tell us how often you all are presenting. How can people do they are able to get more about how to get involved, how to order the products, and that kind of thing?
Sure. So we can actually do a Zoom. We have Zooms that we're setting up on the weekend along with Monday, but we can do a Zoom any day, every day, because this is okay. This is going to sound like a conspiracy theory, but I know I can say something like that on this space, right? It's the company's been out for 20 years. The patch I think has been out maybe like a good five. It's completely still like under the radar
Mm,
because the testimonies that people are having from um, heart failure to MS to I mean it's just so many testimonies that we've seen and that we are creating for people that we want to kind of move quickly before there becomes how do I want to put it, a spotlight on it, right? Because it's like if I don't have to, if I can, be consistent, drink water, exercise, have a normal diet, and wear this patch and have phenomenal results in some people 3 weeks, some people 3 days, some people 3 months, some people 1 year. Now I can't even say 3 years because people are having amazing results that they would never have had with traditional medicine in literally less than 1 year. It becomes paramount to us to get the message out as fast as possible to as many people as possible because we know that things like this, they may or may not end up becoming uh, obsolete because it messes with the big pharma. So I'm gonna say it like that, and hopefully you can read between the lines, right?
yeah. Well, we do understand that healthcare is a business, and the business is to basically keep us sick so we can keep getting treated. I mean,
Exactly.
that's just what it is. So we have to choose to be well. One of our hosts wrote a book. I had to choose to get better,
Mm,
and we have to choose. We have to choose to heal. We have to choose to maintain our health. We have to choose to enhance our lives. So we're going to take a quick break and come right back. And we want to hear more about some of the work that TBT Empowerment has been doing to address a lot of the issues in our community that really lead us to get sick, and ways that we can actually begin to transform. So we will be right back after this quick break, and we want you all to stick and stay. Don't stray away. Be back in a moment. Stay with And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, your host for this Wednesday, and we've got some exciting guests from the TBT Empowerment Organization. And we're excited because we're empowering you now to get well and stay well. We've got some comments here. And from our own wonderful Zelda Robinson, our Monday morning mindfulness host, it says, Grand Rising, oh, wise ones. Yes. And she says, seen the patch on TV, Big Pharma is watching, but so is the creator who protects us. Thanks for sharing. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And that's one of the things that we know. We are divinely created, made to be the light beings that we are. We are not here to get sick and suffer and deteriorate. So we are following divine guidance when we bring these kinds of messages and products to the community. So tell us about some of the things as you've worked with TBT Empowerment that you saw were difficulties for members of the community and people who suffer because of lack of knowledge.
Thank you for asking that. I will say this, and I definitely want to address that, but I also want to just tell people about my own testimonial with wearing the stem cell patch. And when it was brought to me, I was like, of course, I'm going to try it and that kind of thing. But what concerned me whether or not I was going to continue to purchase it, right? And so by wearing it, I had a problem with my ankle for about 5 to 6 years. I went to specialists, I went to the doctor, and nobody had a solution for actually repairing my ankle. I think I got some kind of tear or something on my ankle just from sitting on it over the years. So what really, I say it blew my mind, was I started to wear the patch in 10 days. I mean, the first few days I didn't notice anything, but 10 days in, I started to notice a few things. And I was wondering whether or not it was going to help me with my ankle. And after so many days, I actually started to feel my ankle heal. Whatever was going into my body, it seemed like it was going straight to that area, right? And so with that, I was like, wow. And I started to hear other people's testimonials. I was like, this is phenomenal. Something on the market that actually helps your body heal from inside out. So this is one of the reasons why we definitely wanted to bring this to the community. But some of the things that we're seeing in the community is just economic viability. people not having enough to be able to have a quality of life. Um, so those choices that they make, right, leads to poor diet, and poor diet can lead to poor health. Okay, and
Yeah.
so one of the ways that we're able to address that is we have another avenue in terms of empowering people in our community through financial literacy. So when people talk to us, we want them to have solutions. So we want them to be able to, if they don't aren't earning enough money, we want to have a solution for that, for them to be able to earn more money. Our mentor, personally, Shay, taught us you need to have multiple streams of income. We don't believe in depending on friends, family, and the federal government. So we have that aspect, and just making sure that whatever we're doing, we're saving money, we're investing in ourselves, and we're investing in our future. In our future.
Yes. Well, that is powerful because we know that these days people are freaking out about SNAP benefits going to be eliminated as far as of November 1st. There's almost a national panic about that because people have been used to depending on the federal government, and they have gotten to the point where they feel helpless. So I think it's very significant that you're talking about empowerment. So much of what we see, as you've said, in the community has to do with economic distress, people simply not having the information of how they can change their lives and the opportunities to change their lives, the ways to spend their money in a way that brings money back to them, investments and financial management. Of course, Omar, you've been a in financial consulting and so forth for 15 years, and it makes a difference when people understand how economics works. We've got some comments here, and our dear sister who is on Thursday evenings, we want you to make sure if you've got a nonprofit that you tune on into Bridget at 501c3. And she says, Assalamu alaikum, my brother and sister. Thank you so much for bringing this awareness to us this morning.
Alaikum salam. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes.
No problem.
Powerful sister. And of course, Bridget Scarborough, she works with people who are looking at empowering themselves through nonprofit organizations, but organizations that can really be a source of empowerment and providing very important services. So with TBT empowerment, you all have had an opportunity to really bring some products, some services to show how something like this can really strengthen our bodies. And as you said, Ghaniyya, you saw some results fairly quickly. So,
oh yeah,
when people start using the patch, how long does it take before they begin to feel some results?
So for me, I actually had 48 hours. That's how fast it was for me. It says it takes the average person about 3 weeks. It just depends on your body awareness or the ailments, or just there's so many factors, causative factors. But like how it took Ghaniyya, almost 2 weeks. It took me 2 days. It may take another person 3 weeks, and that's totally fine because over time, what's happening is, and you see those points, those are different acupuncture points that the patch is put on because they're used for specific things. So even if it takes a person a month, we have a 30-day money back guarantee, but they're definitely going to notice something within a month. So it just depends on the person. I have a quick story. There's a gentleman who I met. He was 71 years young, and he was a former boxer. And his story was he actually had neuropathy really bad, and he got on the patch. Somebody had told him about it, and he still had his neuropathy, but the pain from the neuropathy was gone. That was after a few weeks. He also had kidney. He was on dialysis, so he was going to dialysis 3 days a week for months. After 3 months, he went down to 2 days a week. After 6 months, he was down to no days a week. So I mean, just that, and he still had like potential for congestive heart failure. He had like a lot going on from the way he lived. But for somebody who didn't have the best diet, had multiple very critical issues, and was still able to see some sort of just unbelievable results, what people would say, but believe it, had incredible results in less than 12 months. I mean, to me, that, there was another one, a brother's a pastor. He had congestive heart failure. His heart wasn't working completely, and he was given only a few months to live. Over a 6 month to 8 month time frame, his heart was back to normal, and he made a testimony video. These are videos that you can actually see. The video makes you tear up. He starts crying and stuff because he didn't think he was going to see his grandkids. So just seeing that type of impact that something as small as a patch, people know about the patch, like nicotine patch, all that. So something like a patch can be that effective and that under the radar. It's just really, we encourage everybody to at least try it. It's a 30-day money back guarantee, but I guarantee that you'll want to spend more money than get your money back. That's what I can guarantee.
Well, you've got the information right there. You can go to the website, tbtempowerment.com, or email them at tbtempowerment@gmail.com. And also text at 773-206-6334. And it's worth it to try it simply because, as you said, you've got the money back guarantee. You're talking about the cost of a snack that you buy each day. It's just so little for so much healing, and it's natural. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate about this, because we are so chemicalized by healthcare industry that really, as someone said, is sick care, and this operates according to really a spiritual principle. We're supposed to be at a certain balance. Our body's supposed to be at a certain balance. So if something can restore it to that balance using the life force energy that we already have, as we saw in the video, that makes so much sense, rather than giving us something that has a lot of side effects and all of that, and you end up getting sicker than you were before. So people who are like the gentleman you spoke of, in their 70s, a lot of times people are just expecting that they're going to be sick and in pain, and so they just are resigned to it, and then they end up getting stuck on painkillers rather than fix the problem. So you, of course, Omar, you saw very quick results, and Ghaniyya, you saw pretty quick results. Would you say that someone, say in their 70s, 80s, maybe they've been living with a chronic pain or chronic condition for years, would you say that it could still take a relatively short period of time for them to feel some results?
Potentially, absolutely, yes. And I'll give you an example. My mother, she's 74 years young, and she had 2 hip replacements. She's always had knee problems simply because when she was in Qatar overseas, she fell while she was there. And so her knee has been bothering her ever since then. So that's 10 years. So she's got an acupuncture, massage, and it never fully went away. And, she's she likes to walk really fast, even though she can't walk as fast as she wants to walk, right? But ever since she's been wearing the patch now for 2 weeks, she was with my brother in Texas, and this is a funny story. So this traffic, they're the store they're going to, Walgreens, like maybe 60, 70 feet away. They're in traffic. My mother tells my brother, "Yeah, I'm gonna jump out and go and go into the store." And he's like, "What? Jump out?" He's like, "No, but that's how she feels. She feels back to normal, that she wants to do things like that. And that was really funny. It was funny, but it was exciting because it's like, wow, that's the type of results people are having, where they're like, I got my 30-year-old self again. And so we just, like I said, we just encourage people to try it. Even if it took 6 months and you had 25 to 30% better results than you've had for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, that's still a win. There's no losses of this because there's no side effects. It's non-transdermal. It doesn't go into your body. It just sticks on your body. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Then you put another one on. We also have other patches that go along with it. Some that are for immediate pain. Between 10 seconds and 5 minutes, people see a result. So we didn't even talk about that. We're just talking about the longevity of this X39 patch. But there's another patch called Ice Wave, which is for immediate pain management. And that's the one that she was using. So we have some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like the young lady was saying before, the creator protects and supports us. And we don't want to, linger the pain when we don't have to. We're working on seeing if we can use people that have their discretionary income through Medicare and Medicaid. We're working on all these types of things to give people the affordability, because the one thing Ghaniyya was talking about real quick was that when we were in the community, we're in food deserts. We don't have access to what we need. So having health access and eventually food access will be, the things that we're focused on with TBT empowerment, so that we can bring uh, what we deserve back to our community, which is opportunity to have the same things that everybody else has that lives in the same exact country as we live and our ancestors built. So,
Yeah, that's a significant point to remember. We built this place. Yeah, I think that is one of the major reasons why people need to make this change in their thought about health, is that we deserve the high quality of life. And as you mentioned, food deserts. How many of our neighborhoods don't even have decent grocery stores? And so we live off junk food. We spend about $3 a day on junk. And this is basically a lifestyle that we have unfortunately learned because we can't afford, or we think we can't afford, good food. So we buy the junk and it makes us sick. And then we buy the pharmaceuticals that gets rid of the pain, and just becomes an ongoing cycle. So we have to choose to break the cycle. And our sister Zelda, who made the remark, her show on every Monday morning mindfulness, she's an activist out with the homeless population, the unhoused out on the street, people who are always sick because they don't have shelter, they don't have decent food, they don't have regular food, they don't have clean water. I mean, all these things, and we're seeing people suffering right in the midst of all the prosperity that's here for us if we just knew how to grasp it. So we thank you all for doing what you do and for sharing this and making health attainable. And we've got another comment here. And
As you bring up the comment, I also wanted to add, Naima, in terms of what we do as TBT. And so the focus is not only improving the health, but the wealth. But in order to have and enjoy the wealth, we must be healthy. So primarily, some of the other things that we do is our focus is to improve the net worth of people in the community. So with TBT, we're able to do that through having people to get into home ownership or own a home. We're able to help them with that. We teach people how to use life insurance to be able to create generational wealth, which is very, very important, because if a primary breadwinner in the household passes away and
mm,
the family does not have adequate life insurance, that family may struggle.
that can be a nightmare. That can be a nightmare. Yes, yes.
So
So looking good in my purple. I appreciate that. Yeah. See, I'm trying to de-age like Ghaniyya here. I'm trying to figure out how I can 40 years off my appearance, and no wrinkles, no bags, and all that sort of thing. I'm working on it.
yeah,
But,
so we
Ghaniyya, you said something that's very significant, because a lot of times things spiral out of control once a breadwinner dies in a family. I've seen families fall apart. I've seen people become homeless. because they didn't prepare. So we're going to take one last break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a bit more about what TBT Empowerment has been doing to teach us how to best utilize the systems that are here to generate prosperity so that we don't have these catastrophes that happen in our families. So we will be right back. And again, we want you all to stick and stay. Don't stray away. This is life-changing information that you don't want to miss. And definitely, we want you to get involved with TBT Empowerment. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Yes. So we hope to be at our upcoming Black History Book Fair with our book, Growing Up Charles. And of course, you're hearing more about the Black History Book Fair with our host, Asada, Gathering of the Griot. So we're looking forward to that. And, of course, speaking of families, often our families are not prepared financially. And as you mentioned, when it comes to life insurance policies, people don't think about it. People are afraid to talk about death, so they don't prepare for it. And usually that's when things fall apart economically for families. And if you don't own the property you live in an apartment, you can't pay the rent, you get kicked out. I've seen it happen. Families lose everything because maybe that breadwinner dies, or because they did not invest in a home that they own so they would be secure. So tell us about some of the things that TBT Empowerment has been doing to teach people how to prepare financially.
Thank you so much. So, like I was mentioning before, we have workshops, okay? And we meet people one-on-one. As a matter of fact, we have a workshop November the 15th at the Kroc Center, where we're going to be teaching people who are close to retirement or in retirement how to extend their income in retirement, because we make a lot of errors by not having the knowledge in terms of what to do. And so some of the issues that we see in our community is that, number one, people are not saving and investing enough money. And if they are saving, they're saving in the wrong vehicles. They're saving in vehicles that are not going to outpace inflation. Okay. And so we're able to teach that. But the foundation for a family is life insurance. We teach families how to, if something were to happen, the family gets a $300,000 to $400,000 to $500,000 check to be able to invest that money and live off that money for 20 to 30 years. We teach that. We teach people how to accumulate money towards the end of their career. They'll have money. And then we teach people, and we help people to be able to acquire home ownership.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so critical. I mean, I know it just made a difference for me. The fact that our family bought my present home, 1962, and went through the process, of course, paying it off. And so now the family home is available for any family member if they're in between jobs or whatever it may be, in between apartments. The thing is to have something that you own. And so many people will spend 40, 50 years paying rent in an apartment when with the right kind of planning, they could be owning the place where they live. Yes. So, our income has to be able to take care of us. Now, this at the Kroc Center on the 15th, Bridging the Retirement Gap, Smart Moves for Lasting Income. You find a lot of people don't really think about it until they retire, and then their income is cut short, and then they realize they can't they can't quite meet the needs that they used to when they had the full salary. Do people tend to not think about it until maybe it's too late, and then they realize they should have been planning earlier, putting away money, investing, and that kind of thing? Or
Omar, you what?
Yeah, it's a couple things. I'll be honest with you. I use my aunt as an example. She they gave her a severance because she had worked with a company that doesn't exist anymore. Instead of rolling her over to a new company, they severanced her, and so she's built up some wealth. And so we're showing her how to do the annuities. 7:00 in the morning, my doorbell's ringing. Okay. How to do annuities so that she can protect her money, never lose her money, get paid monthly from her money, and also grow her money all at the same time. And that's what Ghaniyya and Elijah are going to be talking about, because just like there's the patch, right, that helps when it comes to investing, there's a program that's designed to prevent us from loss, but we never hear about it. We always hear that investments are risky. The stock market is risky. Everything's risky, but we see Tesla and Walmart, they're still bigger than they were when they first started. So things are happening in front of our very eyes. It's just having the access to knowledge, like you said before, Dr. Lutfi. We're giving people the access to knowledge. We've been fortunate enough to get licensed, most of us with TBT. And so that license is one of the most underserved vehicles in the United States, especially for Black people, because of the fact that having an investment license allows you to do what Ghaniyya is talking about. It allows you to take someone's money and make it grow. It's different from the bank. The banks, they don't do the exact same thing. They don't have they do the same kinds of things, but we have an awareness of what our people need. We have an understanding of what our people need, and we have an understanding that there's also a lack of care and consideration for someone that spent 30 years working, 40 years working. We're not just a number. That person has a family. That person has, grandkids. That person, deserves to live a quality of life after working 30, 40 years to where they don't have to go back to work while they're retired.
Absolutely. And that is something that we need to make a part of our culture, that when you get to that age, you should not be stressed out or feeling like you can't retire, you can't stop working, you got to keep working until you're 85. That's not normal. And our lives, our twilight years should be that of relaxation and living off of what we've been doing all those years, usually building up someone else's company. So we thank you all for the wisdom that you've shared with us today, and definitely we're looking forward to enhancing our health. So when is the next presentation on the patch? Is there can they contact you or text you? What we want you all to do, the number is right there at the bottom of the screen, so that you can be on the list for those who are seriously ready to make some health transformations. To text 773-206-6334, and you will be notified so that you can get on that Zoom call and you can change your life, Zoom your way to health. So we're gonna make sure that our community is living well all the way into their senior years. We want them to be empowered with reversing the aging process and building prosperity. So thank you all so very much. We appreciate you. Any last words before we go?
Absolutely. We actually have an event in person this Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Tinley Park Hotel, and we are going to be going over the patch and the things that it does for people.
Yeah, so that is this Saturday at the Tinley Park Hotel.
Yeah, 10 a.m. And it's called the Wealth and Health Connection.
Ah, yes. Well, of course, we want to encourage you all to come to that. And there it is. Now this one is at 8148 South Stony Island.
It's actually going to be the Tinley Park.
Tinley Park. Okay. All right. Well, hey, call the number on the screen. Make sure you get the directions. Yes, because here we go. Hilton Garden Inn, Tinley Park, Saturday, November 1st, 10 a.m. Be there. You need to have a wellness business networking experience. And this can be the day that changes your life forever. So we want you all to be a part of the TBT empowerment. You can empower yourself to health and wellness. So thank you all so very much.
Thank
you for having us. We appreciate you, and we appreciate each and every person that got on and took the time out to listen, especially to the end.
Absolutely. Well, contact them. There you have the contact information right there on the screen. And I look forward to getting my patch. So you all, next month, I'm going to be looking like I'm 18 too.
You already do. So you'll be 17. Okay. You're going to charge you now when you go to the restaurant. All right.
All righty. We'll see you all tomorrow. Make sure, of course, you tune in tonight to Mama Africa's house right here on the Female Solution, 7 p.m. Come on back and join us for some more powerful guests bringing you fascinating, empowering information. Until that time, continue to shine your light. We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.